Good afternoon, Fat Puppy here. And a couple weeks ago I made a video on how to roast coffee. It's my first one. I haven't roasted any coffee since then because I was waiting on this to get here. This is actually a popcorn popper that I had mentioned in my first video. It's called a Whirly Pop, and how it works is that you turn this, and then there's a wire. Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. There's a wire in there that turns. So when you put the popcorn or coffee in there, it just keeps it from burning. You just continually turn it. Now, the video I made, I showed you a skillet, and it's one you had to, with the whisk, keep stirring up to keep from burning. And I said that I was going to get this. Now, this is $20 at Tractor Supply or $40 everywhere else. As far as I can tell, it's the same thing. I don't know. I don't have any reason to think any different though. So in the first video I did it with a skillet, and I did it with some coffee beans that my good friends at Moo and Brew had sent me. And the couple things I learned. Number one, just because it looks dark doesn't mean it's dark when you grind it up. So I know now I need to darken it even more. It was too light, and I really didn't like it. It seemed too weak to me. So this time I'm going to attempt, and you're watching as I'm doing it, I'm going to attempt to do this to where it's darker and has more flavor. I'm using these right here. My son sent me these when he heard I was going to do this. Now, so if I can get this open, I can show you what these coffee beans look like. Most people don't know that coffee beans have a green look to them, almost like green beans or peas or something like that. And so I'll be putting those in here. I got my little camper stove right there, and I'll be firing it up. And now, while I have it preheating, you got to preheat this to full heat. Remember last time I burnt my, well, I don't really burn it, but I kind of burnt my hands a couple times, so I learned I need to wear gloves. However, this has a wood handle, so that shouldn't be an issue. I'll probably be putting a full cup of this in there. You shouldn't, you know, you don't want to fill it up or anything like that. You just want enough to cover the bottom. I'm going to open this up. Feels pretty warm. I'm going to stir it around a little bit. Just let it sit there. Now, the one thing that I did learn the last time is I was doing it on medium, and it took a while, and it didn't get as brown as what I wanted. So this time I'm going to have it on high heat, at least for most of the time. And that's, I'm turning it right now. You continually turn it. Maybe you could stop a little bit, but for the most part, you continually turn it to keep it from burning. Now, what's going to happen is when it starts to burn, it'll start to crack, and that's the it's starting to break out of its shell at that point. And as I said in my first video, this is something you want to do outside because it'll smoke, and it has, when it breaks open, this little chaff, they call it, and it's the little outer peeling on it, and it just makes a big mess. So you're better off just to do this outside. And we just continue to stir it like this, keep it from burning. I'll go one way, then I'll go the other way with it. It really doesn't matter how you do it. I think the last time it took me 15 minutes to do this. Not sure how long it's going to take for this one. And I didn't check the time, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with this one. I can tell you one thing, it seems to get caught underneath the beans, that wire. It kind of hangs up a little bit. Probably not a bad idea to do this neither. I can start to smell the coffee. It's starting to have a slightly burnt smell. And in a moment, I'm going to take this top off. At least I think I am. If I take the top off, it might not have a handle. And it just lets you see what this looks like. See that smoke coming out of there? I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's smoke coming out of there. Let it sit a minute, get hot. Now, as I explained before, the darker the coffee, to me, the better the flavor. However, you've got to be careful that you don't want to get too dark, or it'll taste stronger, but it won't be stronger as far as caffeine is concerned. Because the lighter the roast, the more the caffeine. The heat releases the moisture in the bean, and the caffeine is contained in the moisture. So therefore, the more you roast it, obviously, the more moisture is coming out of it, and the less caffeine you'll have. And I know you hear all that rattling going on. That's my camping stove doing all that rattling. Okay, so starting to slightly brown now. You hear it cracking? That's what's known as the first cracking. That's when it's starting to heat up real good and starting to come out of its shell. You can hear that cracking going on, and as you can see, it's mostly scorched. The thing I don't like is that right there likes to fall. It's getting good and cooked. That sunlight's right in my face, probably washing my color right out. You can see the steam coming out of that. Not so sure I like this pot, honestly. It hangs up. This right here keeps closing on me. If you take the top off, you don't have a handle. So, I don't know, I mean, for video purposes, it's probably not all that great to use. For roasting coffee, it's probably just fine. It's getting better and better, gooder and gooder. Now when you get done, yeah, that's getting real good and dark. I wish I could show it to you. Hear that cracking going on? Yeah, I thought it was good and done the last time, and I didn't like it so much, so I'm gonna let it get better and doner, so to speak. Now you can do this with a skillet, just fine. Bit of a hassle, not a big hassle. You can do it this way. Maybe you'll get a more even cook. The last time I didn't get that even of a cook that I was going for. Or hey, you can spend $1,000 and get you a professional roaster. And that would be awesome. But I'm not doing it. When you feel like it is done, you need to hurry up and cool it off, or it'll continue to roast. Now I'm not a precise roaster just yet, so it probably won't matter for me. But that's when you want to take it. I don't know, can you see what I'm doing? Go ahead and pour it down. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my stove off. You can see some of them. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's just a little bit of the mess. And then you want to see how dark that is? That's a lot darker than I did before. Look at all that chaff blowing out of there. Smells good, I know that. See, that's the mess that could be in your kitchen. This is why you do it outdoors. So, what we do now, is we just let it cool off, and in a few minutes I'll grind it. Tomorrow morning though, it'll be a brand new fresh cup of coffee for me. Y'all have a good day. By the way, don't forget to subscribe, like, you know the rigmarole. Help promote this channel.
Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe.